So today on the international arbitrage, we're going to talk a little bit about uh, preparing for dealing with the international legal system. If you're running an international tax structure, international business structure, investment structure, then you need to be prepared because the global financial system, meaning compliance at banks, private banks, regulators, is becoming more and more sophisticated, more and more data they're analyzing. And so the potential for misunderstanding is increasing. Or the potential, it might not have anything to do with you, but it could say, for instance, be part of a structure that you're involved in, or it could be a business partner, or it could be any number of ways, because we're connected to the global financial system in all types of ways. And so you need to think about if anything were to happen, to be honest with you, especially if your accounts are frozen, and you are facing allegations, the first thing you need to do, of course, is hire legal counsel. So you need to know which legal counsel that is, because, legal counsel, of course, has attorney-client privilege. And if you're in the US, UK, Canada, wherever, you need to hire legal counsel. And when you hire legal counsel, you need to understand, or you need to have an idea, because legal counsel often will subcontract in different specialists with different skill sets. And so you need to be aware of what those skill sets are and the persons or the firms that you might use. And the reason for this is so that you can make decisions quickly. So it doesn't matter which country you're based in, it could be any country in the world. In general, these principles are the same. But if you're an international person working and involved across multiple jurisdictions, then this is something that you need to take into account. The other thing that you need to take into account is when carrying out compliance checks, how much of that do you want to do in-house, and how much of it do you want to do through an attorney at law that has attorney-client privilege? I would say that there are some business people in some jurisdictions that may want to consider using an attorney at law, so that if they're checking out clients in jurisdictions that they're not based in, somewhere in, say, for instance, in Latin America or Africa or something like that they hire legal counsel in order to engage the right compliance organization to look into those persons. Because if you're not involved in the international security business, then the act of checking out or investigating persons and situations in order to get a valid source of funds is something that you need to think about carefully, because of course you don't want anyone to know that you are investigating them. So this is something that you should definitely think about as you go about your international business, international investment, especially if you're based in the US, UK, Canada, and elsewhere. There are many fantastic professionals out there. Take the time, get to know them, or if you have trusted counsel, work with them and make sure that they know, and at least they know who to go to, because you'll be surprised how difficult it is to actually locate and find the right people in a crisis. And sometimes that can actually cause delays that make things even worse. So definitely take that into account. More on this later. Cheers.